Alright, y'all, I'm back with y'all. I love readings. Ideally, though, I said I'm gonna start off with the water sign. I gotta do the water sign first. I'm a Scorpio and I'm just a little bit biased or whatever the case may be. But in the monthlies, I don't choose this first all the time. But the love readings, I do, though. This time I was kind of prompted, though. So I told you, pull from the Moonology or whatever the case might be. The 4 cards out of this. We're gonna clarify them right away, and then we're gonna do the single spread, and then we're gonna do the relationship spread, and then we're gonna end this shit, and I'm gonna hit y'all with a little couple of the baddest. I might get up on the other side and get those. I might get up on the other side and get those though. I need to now. Oh yeah. So I'm saying get it now. Yes. Yes. Alright, okay, so bam. Okay. Ooh, let me put my foot right here. Gotta be careful. Alright, okay, here we go. We're finna pull. Let's go. Scorpio love reach. No, the reason why I said I was gonna do it, give y'all like a little introduction or whatever the case may be. The reason why I said I was gonna do Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces first, ideally though, because from a single like standpoint, ideally though, what I've been saying is for everybody, it seems like everybody got this one person, or ideally revisiting old past relationships. For some, it's trying new again, or whatever the case may be, and for others, it's just necessarily like repeating the same toxicity over and over and over again and not getting nowhere. So I said water signs are best at that though. We'll keep the one speed dial on X, the one person where we necessarily keep talking to them, keep being committed with them, and not knowing that it blocks a lot of stuff. Because like when I was on the spread, it was like the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, the Ace of Wands were reversed. So it was kind of like trying to manifest or call into something new because a new star kept jumping out. From this moment, I was trying to like clarify. It was like, damn, like I can't necessarily get nowhere because it's if you single and you looking for somebody, ideally you can't get nowhere because you still fucking with somebody else. So damn, or energetically attached to somebody else though. Side, okay, boom. Let's get them out though. Ooh, all right. The end of a sub cycle approaches. Y'all see? Because the last one I just moved the light. I had to leave it off. Fuck this shit. Communication is key. There's new moon in Gemini. It's also watching what you say, watching what you speak, and watching what you say. Because I know a lot of people. I've been telling them this. I've been telling a lot of people that's trying to get new shit in their life. I have faith in your dreams. A lot of y'all, this like person or opportunities are necessarily dealing with people. A lot of people only returning or trying to come back because it's like this newness with you. I don't know if it's like a new energy or a new standpoint or you just trying to achieve something new in life or go out there, but it's like this newness. They got like old people trying to resurface that's popping out like cousin, like that type of energy though, ideally. Believe in the impossible, last card out. Bottom of the deck, we got a new romantic cycle begins. So yeah, that's why I said, yeah, I don't know how to break this down. Pause. I ain't swoop my baby here this time, so don't be judging me, baby. Don't judge me, please. I ain't feel like swooping, baby. So let's get the shuffling. So we're gonna use right away. We're gonna put 3 cards down on each, but if not, that's fine. Or whatever. It's just gonna be like a little quick glimpse to see what's coming in. I don't even know why. Other people trying to get me to spice up my life. Try new shit. They do though. Other people trying to get me to like try new shit, spice up my life and shit. Damn. It'd be kind of hard for a fix sign. They'd be like, no, but I like what I like. Alright, let's shuffle. The moon. The moon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. That's trifling, y'all. I'm burping next all on camera. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. That's why I said I chose y'all first. Ooh, I'm gonna tell y'all. I hate this shit. I gotta hear him give me another laptop though. I really do. Y'all can just see I can probably be jumping in here. That just sitting over here. It could be at an angle. I be using the other one though, but I can't log in on YouTube on that one. It won't let me log in. Emperor reversed. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I did say that though. Like a lot of people were getting caught up in the like karmic energy or trying to finish or necessarily move on because we got the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. For some of y'all though, this could be a new beginning, but for some of y'all though, y'all trying to start on the same, y'all starting from the same grounding, necessarily and putting in like the necessarily work. And the Two of Pentacles is put into work because the Two of Wands is a decision, and the Two of Pentacles is like, okay, who's going to do what? Or how is this going to go? It's kind of like the up and down, the teeter-totter. For some of y'all, it's like wanting a new beginning and expecting this new bliss. If it's kind of like a person necessarily with you, I think I said this in the car. I was like, it's just the Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity. For some of y'all not planning or thinking properly, like what's going to go this way. Or for some of y'all just looking at it as black and white. Because you got Three of Wands and the Emperor here. So this could be some of y'all moving on, or it's like somebody could be leaving, or somebody. It's kind of like a power, the emotional manipulation tactics, where you see in a relationship where women give men ultimatums and they leave, or it could be a flighty ass male necessarily that wasn't trying to be committable in a relationship. So that's why I said this is what it kind of gives me though, like the flighty ass, oh, we're gonna be together, you gonna do this, and you ain't gonna do this, and then bam, you just hop the fuck out. And it's kind of like, now we meet again. Like that type of energy. So that's why I said some of y'all, it's like, whatever floats your boat will work for you. I was like, hell no. I was like, because of the lies somebody told me. And I had seen this. And I was like, nope. Okay, the end of a tough cycle is approaches. And this is the full moon in Capricorn. This is where a lot of people, where you hear me say, if you're meeting or going through those karmic type trials, or you're trying to fix certain things, this is a time to be releasing the old to be able to step into the new. Because you got Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Magician. That's why I said for some of y'all, I didn't feel like it was honesty. I feel like this needed to be heard. Seven of Swords and a Ten of Pentacles and a Page of Cups and a Magician. This could be somebody that's very dishonest about antics and intentions necessarily with a relationship. For some of y'all, it's just somebody that's coming back to take or to grift. To give the illusion, for some of y'all, if you're in a relationship, it's like somebody wants to leave the commitment because they're necessarily not happy and they don't know how to communicate this. For some of y'all, somebody could be in a relationship and like, well, I don't have everything it is that I need. They have all the fucking elements because that's the Ten of Pentacles. And you got the Magician reverse. So it's kind of like somebody's like, I'm not happy here, but at the same time, they're not saying exactly what they have. So that's why I said this could be what happened in the past where somebody was flighty and they said, oh, I don't want to be here. This ain't working. Da, 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 and they left you, ideally, or you left them. And it was this honesty because the Emperor could be a father or a parent, ideally, though. So it could be this situation, especially with the Page of Cups. So for some of y'all, it's like going through a tough time. I have been getting this, though, like a lot of people, though, ideally, that's been trying to manifest and call in new things. It's kind of like a lot of people have been recognized that they don't know. A lot of people do be into magic. And some people do be hating. They do, and that's why I said for some of y'all though, I feel like a person is coming into your life ideally though, because it could be newness, like you just getting something. It could be receiving attention ideally though, but it feel like it's old past things. It's up to you to follow your intuition to see what necessarily works for you. Because you got the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups, and the Magician. I tell you, the Seven of Swords necessarily don't give me good energy, especially with the Magician. Because the Seven of Swords can be somebody who sabotage a connection necessary for their own personal gain. So it's kind of like, oh, fuck it. And they go do their own thing, ideally, and recognize that this don't work. The Magician could be somebody, ideally, so well, I'm trying to get you to woo you back. And I think we talk about, like, that concept. Was it in the karmic spread? I think I put it down when we was talking about, like, the whole, I think it's in a karmic, where I was doing, like, the weekly readings. I think I went over my time because the weekly readings, usually, I used to make them, like, 30, 20 some minutes. But we was talking about, like, the spiritual attacks, magical aspects out of the blue, where you just start thinking about somebody, ideally, like all those different types of things that have to come with said magic. So for some of y'all, though, I feel like it's, or people dating people, ideally, or operating with magical magician, but necessarily don't have to be the devil. For some of y'all, I do feel like it's just somebody that was dishonest and sabotage a connection purposely. Because it was kind of like, oh, I don't have this, but they had the whole Ten of Pentacles. It's just how they viewed the Ten of Pentacles. All right, let's go, because we thought we 9 minutes in, my shade. Communication is key. This is the full moon. This is the new moon in Gemini, so this is watching what you say. For some of y'all, it's like people, ideally, though, so if you're trying to get back with an ex or necessarily somebody who had a toxic past, somebody's like, no, shouldn't date them. You shouldn't do this, because the Six of Wands is kind of like maybe you're not saying it, or the things that need to be communicated. You kind of like, if I don't think it, if I don't see it, if I don't say nothing, then it's not real. For some of y'all, it is this. For some of y'all, though, I feel like somebody ideally an ultimatum aspect, like when somebody left, they felt like they was going to find something else, and they took half of what they had. So it's kind of like somebody felt like they told you, oh, I don't want to be here. This is not exactly what I want. And this energy, it was like, I don't have this at home. Left the home to go give this to somebody else. The Five of Pentacles. Like they took half of what you taught them, half of what you gave them, or what it is ideally. For some of y'all, though, it's like trying to revisit a commitment. And some of y'all, this could be dreams ideally, and other people necessarily, and they're coming back ideally to take from this, because they know, like if it's a dream or you're working on something, or ideally, it's kind of like, oh shit, I moved too fast. Like this what it is, or oh, let me come back real quick. Somebody trying to recuperate. For some of y'all, though, communicating about this, like necessarily about these behaviors, it's like needing to speak up to say something. Because for some of y'all, though, these people ideally, though, this is a lover, ideally, if he's the Emperor reverse, or if it's a feminine reverse, they just come back in and out of your life because they know you let them. Well, I was saying water signs ideally do that, though. But they'd be like, oh, I got this one ex, we can have sex, we can do this, and then necessarily you find yourself being in a fling with them, and it don't go nowhere, you emotionally distraught, and it just goes all this manipulative bullshit. Have faith in your dreams. That's why I said. You got Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. For some of y'all, though, I feel like in a connection, if it was a relationship, I feel like it was money that broke y'all up. It could have been money, though, ideally, though, because the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands is ideally somebody that necessarily don't know how to share. So you don't want to share because it's kind of like coming back in. Maybe this person wasn't ideally supportive like the way they should. Or if it's like dealing with a karmic aspect, it's kind of like somebody met this ideally, though. For some of y'all, I feel like it's just keeping you together. If you're trying to establish something new with the Ten of Swords because you recuperated and came back. And you're like, oh shit, I went through a terrible ending, but at the same time, you deal with vulnerability. That's why I feel like some of y'all with exes, ideally, that's going through like karmic situations that trying to come back. Friends, lovers, people, Ten of Pentacles. This could be old boo things hitting you up out of the blue, like when you're trying to establish something new, and they coming in with this, the Fool and the Five of Pentacles, just to humiliate and say, "Oh, you ain't this, you doing this, da 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 da," like that, like raining on a parade. Ideally, though, because they know you still holding on to that. For some of y'all, though, it's just recuperating from the past, and some of y'all still holding on to the old narrative of who the person used to be. This is where I say it's just a new beginning. But for some of y'all, y'all not thinking logically. Y'all just moving with emotions. Oh, this is gonna do this, da, 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 and it's not realistic. Not the relationship, but the connection or the love is just not realistic of what you're trying to put in. Believe in the impossible, baby. You got the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Star reversed, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands reversed. So before I initially got started, I had to do a whole other video I was telling y'all about because I was doing another reading. And it was specifically on the water sign, ideally though, and it kept every ace came out reversed except for Ace of Swords. So it blew me though. Because it was kind of like somebody was trying to manifest a new beginning, but how did they manifest a new beginning when they were still holding on to the past? This is the Knight. I told you the Knight is the apprentice of learning certain lessons, ideally though. So this could be somebody that necessarily going through like a fair weather lover. Like they go, like you only see them when shit is going bad in their life. So they pop up. Like that's what the Knight do. The Knight is like, oh, here you go. I'm going to bring you something. And the earth signs, when you hear me say the 3D, they could be people, relationships, ideally, and connections, blessings that actually make you into the King of Cups too. If you're feminine, to be more cognizant of the lovers that you necessarily date, knowing what's fair, what's understanding, being choice worthy, like being in control of your said hoo-ha. So that's what it kind of give me though. Because you got the Star, you hear me say it, and the Ace, Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Wands, though. For some of y'all, I feel like this is a person where you necessarily, people or things that you freed yourself from, but ideally, it's kind of like the Ace of Wands is still holding you back. For some of y'all, this could be the old love, the relationship. It could be sex, because this is actions, the date, the communication. And for some of y'all, I feel like this repairing type energy that's necessarily going on. It's like this, oh, I don't know, da, 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 da. It's like more in a fear type state base, and it's not realistic to where you can work shit out. For some of y'all know it's like a fair weather lover. So it's like every time something go bad in their life, that's the only time you hear from them. And it's kind of like, damn, some of y'all need to like pay attention to that. Because it's kind of like if something always go bad in a relationship, and that's the only time you hear from them with something going wrong bad in somebody's life, then that's the only time y'all gonna have like the maxing love. So they could be cheating, infidelity, financial, lack of support. Like that's the only time you're gonna find love. That's a hardship. Oh, trauma bun sweets. Alright, let's go. Let me get my ink pen out. Where my ink pen? Where my ink pen? Ooh, child. Things are gonna get easier. Alright, y'all. So here we go. We're going to the single spread. Let's see what's going on with the singles. Ooh, that was a lot. 15 minutes in. That was a lot. Yeah, I had to use a computer for this sweet. So I'm not gonna go to the other thing. Single ladies. Got quiet. My bad, y'all. I be quiet sometimes when I be what you call it, 'cause I don't be wanna. Sometimes I speak too slow, but sometimes I like to listen. So I like to just it surprise me ideally though when it comes to those said things. Overall mood, we got the Page of Swords reversed. The Lovers reversed is the first card out. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Daughter of Wands. Daughter of Pentacles. Four of Wands reversed, but you got the Nine of Pentacles. You got the Two of Pentacles with the Hierophant. Ooh, somebody married? Ugh. You just don't do your thing, chicken wing. You got Father of Cups reversed. Four of Cups. I'm trying to get them all out, singles. Single. Eight of Pentacles reversed. All right. And if it ain't your story, don't make it your story. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Please don't. If it don't resonate, go to another one. Yeah, and I ain't saying that though. I'm saying like go to like necessarily the signs, like what elements. Like if it's fire, if you're struggling with communication, go to air. If you're struggling with actions, watch the fires. I watch everybody's shit. And shit don't like it could be stuff that's in my chart and some stuff not in my chart, but I still watch it anyway. Or whatever the case may be. This is the justice for the overall move for the spread that I laid out. Y'all seen how I do it. This is the justice for the overall spread. On the bottom of the deck though. You got you got Ace of Swords. You got Ace of Swords. You have the Tower reverse and the Hermit. For some of y'all though, I think like this is you like not wanting to communicate or understanding or trying to go within to understand. Sometimes it is a turtle, ideally though, because I told you the turtle is a person that necessarily communicates once, is necessarily don't want to repeat itself. And I know hardly sometimes for water signs it could be hard to communicate ideally though, but with the Ace of Swords it could be old truths or harsh communication or just not honesty. Like looking for that sad ending. For some of y'all just being emotionally attached. From the Tower though, I think for some of y'all looking at the roots that you may have had with a person though, from that perspective and not seeing what you could take from it ideally though. So for some of y'all, I think if you're going through a process of leaving a relationship, I feel like for some of y'all though, the way you're trying to go about it or necessarily forget the past, y'all trying to rip the whole tree out the ground and act like the tree was never there. Whether that was the obstacles, the situations, or whatever. Because you got the hangman reversing the three of pentacles. So the hangman sometimes can also be about situations that you need to let go of, like those self-sacrifices. The three of pentacles is also reversed. So you hear me say that it's the mind, the body, and the spirit being on the same page and ideally turning mountains into molehills when it's reversed. Because it's like, how do we get up the mountain? If we're working together and you go north, you go, if I'm south, you're east, you're west, either way it go, if I'm choosing to go up, south can become north. So for some of y'all, it's learning who works in that position. Well, I'm going to be a little tired, so I'm going to go first. And then you go and then you do this and you do this. Like trying to redirect this triangle. For some of y'all, though. For some of y'all, it's like old lovers triangle situations. For some of y'all, it's like a person on the chopping block. Like they trying to choose. And some of y'all was in a position to where it was like married a situation ideally to where you feel like I need to pick this person over this person. So that's why I say it kind of feels like that though, ideally though. Watch it because it comes back on you. A lot of people say how you get them is how you lose them. Sometimes, oh, and you hit the moon too. My bad though, that fell out. You hit the moon though. Sorry, the moon. You hear me say this is also. What do you see? What do you see? Only you know what you do is done in the dark comes to the light. For some of y'all though, I really feel like when people say, "Oh, how you get them is how you lose them." No, sometimes paranoia is how you lose them. Because I do believe sometimes in certain relationships, divine will send you a lifeline while you in a relationship. Just if you're gonna do right to make sure that you get the divorce and make sure you do everything you need to do to get them though. You'll get the lifeline, it's up to you that's gonna fuck it up, even if you're in a relationship. I do feel like it though. For some people, ideally though, it's just the paranoia that gets them though, because they know how they got a person. So they always say, "Oh, you cheat on me, you gonna do this." So it's like their paranoia plays against them, and that's a part of karma too, because karma does do that to certain people. It necessarily just plays on your mind, because the whole justice aspect is to learning what is black and white, the shadow, the dark, the evil, the understanding though. So justice does do that though. What people fail to recognize when it comes to karma. People just think, "Oh, it just no, you cheated on me. I hope you get cheated on. You're gonna get your heart broke." No, it's sometimes the lover who cheated on you in a relationship and they contemplate somebody else cheating on them because they know the shit they did to you. The fuck? Like, okay. For some of y'all know this could just be land separation. I will say that though, because I do see hair fun and justice though. So it could be separations ideally though. It's two women. Three. All right, let's go. Okay, so we got the lovers for the first card. Damn. We got the lovers for the first card. This is being reversed. Birds fly south for the winner. I told y'all that. Um. Oh no, that's the 5 of Wands reversed. My bad. Shit. No. One, two, three. Sometimes I have to count the Roman numerals. Sometimes I'm a little slow. And you got 9 of Pentacles though. I think for some of y'all though, I think you opted out for flying south for the winter though. That could be the vacations, that could be the trips, that could be the summertime, that could be the seasons of when love was necessarily possible for y'all. Because the 8 of Pentacles reverse is ideally like what the fuck I keep saying like. It works. It comes in sometimes. Sometimes I say like. It was once upon a time I said in a sense to death, but I had those moments. But this here, this 8 of Pentacles, for some of y'all though, this could be the years of time that you feel like that was wasted on a connection. Because the spider, like here, and it speaks in the decks of how she wastes this majority of her time being so detail oriented. For some of y'all, it's like, oh, well, this is my lover, this is this, we have those commitments, da, 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 like, uh. And then for some of y'all, it's just recognizing that this didn't work ideally, though. Like, you were spinning your own web, or somebody was spinning a web of lies, because the lover does speaks of like infidelity. Infidelity. I said infidelity. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got my top lip done. I don't know. I know it's just it's like what is going on? I tell you I don't like it. I'm gonna lick at my little slide and just go with it. It's not about me right now. You Daughter of Wands. I told you this is the fire sign action that is necessarily the Page of Wands. I know that's the fuck is that? That's the Knight. My bad. That's the Knight. My bad. And you got 2 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. 2 of Pentacles reversing the Hierophant. I think for some of y'all though, it was like a catalyst between the both of y'all. I think this was you working hard. Ideally though, like what you were putting in is what you were putting out. Hierophant, you hear me say like this bird, this is the raven. I told you the raven and the crows were necessarily, most people think black birds. They necessarily think, oh my God, it's bad. This is the ending, depending on how it comes. But like, it's, oh, somebody's gonna die. And it necessarily don't have to do with it. It could be the ending of you, like a butterfly, like you going through that metamorphosis type phase and turning into the person that you need to be. So I said it's the Hierophant though. For some of y'all though, this just some of y'all were doing too much. Ideally though, trying to juggle 2 people, only to recognize that it ended up causing a conflict and you end up leaving with nothing. The 10 of Pentacles. For some of y'all though, it's just the final divorce of the splitting of the asset though, because the Daughter of Wands, this is that she could protect herself by any means necessary. So it's like shit, I got me. Where it was like, fuck you. The 9 of Wands, I got me though. Because white feathers also speaks of like protection, that's like divine, that's like healing, that's divinity, that's also fertility, all those different types of things. So it's like in that matter of don't worry about it, I got me. Fuck it. You can. You can. You can. Because that's knowing what you are worth like independently from a person. Next card out. We got the Daughter of Pentacles before we get to shuffling. We got the Daughter of Pentacles. We got the Father of Cups and the Four of Cups. And we got the Mother of Swords. Hmm. Which one is you? Because I know the Daughter ones that's Aries, Leo, Sag. Then you got Taurus, ideally. So then you got Gemini, ideally here, and then you got Four of Cups, which is you got the Cups here. You got Libra energy here. You did have double Scorpio. Then you had Pisces, and then you got Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini as well. But this is just Libra energy for me. So you got Daughter of Pentacles, so that could be an Earth sign as well, though, ideally, though. But the Daughter of Pentacles, to me, you hear me say in that type of moment, it gives me to where, like, somebody was more invested into somebody. Because the Pentacles is, like, growing. I think of Pentacles as a plant. So it's, like, ideally to where, like, somebody could have been more emotionally invested into somebody else. Because the Queen of Swords is like finding out about this, and it's kind of like communicating this very bitter for some of y'all. Though I kind of feel like it was a relationship where the dynamic with the Father of Cups and the Four of Cups is kind of like this energy of regret, like disdain, the sneakiness, ideally though, for one of those cups. Like somebody was it's like a cup drinking one of those cups, like ideally though. It's kind of like, you know how people say you're gonna write a check that your ass can't cash? Like this is what it is though, I think, for one of y'all though. Cause you know, like the Four of Cups, like the red is kinda like nasty. Society is sneaky. Like you get what I'm saying? So when it's like those turds can be detrimental though. So I think for one of y'all, this Father of Cups can be very apathetic and cold hearted. For one of y'all, it's kinda like, okay, you wrote a check that your ass can't cash. And this is where here, like the differences that goes on though, ideally though, like y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm so sick of this baby mama, baby daddy dynamic issue going on my nerves. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Spirit been getting on my nerves. It has though. But for some of y'all though, I kind of feel like, because I'm trying to figure out which one is you in the story. If you like the person that left the said marriage and found yourself, ideally, and said, I got me. I don't give a damn about this. Because it's 10 of Pentacles is kind of like a conflict, a family dynamic. It could be arguing about money. Ideally, though, of you going into a relationship where you left somebody thinking that they were going to be able to pay all the bills and they didn't. It was like low key selfish. They wanted to be taken care of. So you got the Queen of Swords. Ideally, though, it's like fuck off, just cussing out in this type of manner, like saying fuck you. Like it does give me that though, but for some of y'all though, that's why I said which one is you. For some of y'all, I feel like if you're in a relationship, this masculine probably had outside kids, or the outside kid is tainting the relationship. And I ain't gonna say the kids, it's the parent, because the kids are not giving me a problem. It's the parents. The parents. The Queen of Swords could be bitter all over the place. I ain't gonna say bitter, but she's rude. Like it's lacking empathy or understanding for a situation. But I can fair share though, because it seems like somebody with one of y'all may be cussing this nigga out or cussing her out. Because it's kind of like, look what you did. Like this type of energy. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's just weird. Let's see what else comes out though. We got the Father of Swords now. Ooh, singles. What the hell, girl? What the hell? Me to me. What the hell? We just 28 minutes. We just 7 minutes in. Okay, we got the four. We got Five of Swords, and then we have the Nine of Wands. That's what I said though. For some of y'all though, it's Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands reverse. I think for some of y'all though, like it's just recognizing y'all like cut the motherfucking shit. Because the Nine of Wands can speak to vulnerability, like being hurt ideally, to where you kind of like no. For some of y'all, I think this is where like when it came to a connection to a person, like I think it was a, for some of y'all, you hear me saying the karmic aspect with this justice being reversed. I think for some of y'all, though, it's just recognizing like I don't want to go back to the space that I was in ideally though. For some of y'all, was the karmic, metakarmic ideally, and was in a situation that was kind of like, no, I don't want to go backwards. For some of y'all, though, I think it's just fairly understanding. No, I'm gonna just leave you because all you do is just drag me down. Like you're not getting up the steps, you're not making any progress. It's just necessarily to where it's kind of like we just at the bottom. So that's why I say I feel like whoever you were talking to, like they were more invested into this person, but it don't give me earth sign. For some of y'all, this is Taurus, Virgo, Cap, but I don't feel like it's Taurus, Virgo, Cap. It could be though, it could be you necessarily, but it feels like more of a fire. fire or air. Like that's what I'm necessarily getting though. You got the double energy in reverse. Son of Pentacles, and you got Son of Pentacles and the Sun reverse. Yeah, that's why I said for some of y'all got kids. This could be going through ideally a separation though. Like whoever going through a separation though, the ones that single though, I feel like for you it's kind of like cut the shit. Like for somebody, it's kind of I don't know why I keep saying it though. It's kind of like somebody talk like that. They saying cut the shit. You don't take care of the goddamn kids, bitch. I do. Like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like where it's spicy. And you just like, come on, just let's get it over with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the son and the page. Like I said, one of y'all is like somebody who you has kids with. You going through the separation, and one of y'all kind of like cut the chick, shut up, leave me alone. Like that's what it is. It's kind of like that's where the snappy, shut the fuck up, like type energy with somebody to where you kind of like stop fucking lying. Like it's kind of like they come in on this white horse, giving you all this fucking hope, and it's just there. You got the Empress reverse though. For some of y'all though, I kind of feel like that. Some of y'all though, you hear me say on the single aspect, it's not going through a divorce. You were dating somebody possibly that was married or dating somebody that was in a fair share commitment and was lying about it. For some of y'all know, you could have been the person that somebody was more invested in, and then now you're finding out about it. But for some of y'all, I don't feel like it should be news to you because it's a karmic. Because either you done this to somebody else or you were doing it. So it's kind of like y'all in the energy of the Spider Man. It's like, wait, what? It's kind of like this energy where you kind of like I see me and you see, like, I see me and you. Like, wow, what the fuck? Like, that's the energy it is. Because for some of y'all, though, like, trying to flourish in it, you kind of like, hell no. Like, how can I see the positive in this? I got doubt about this whole fucking connection. Like, that's what some of y'all kind of like, I don't even know if I want to play roots with you. Like, that's what some of y'all is. Like, I don't even know, bitch. Like, what is this? Then you got Son of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Chariot reverse. That's what I said. There it goes. Some of y'all like, I don't even know if I can play a roost with these. Like, that's where that's coming from. The Sun of Cups and the Ace of Cups, that's a Cancerian type energy though. It could be willpower and being able to move forward, ideally, and speed to get shit done. Some of y'all trying to speed through a fucking divorce. Like, I feel it though. You kind of like, even if we just come into a custody battle arrangement, you kind of like, get the shit, nigga. You don't do this. Shut up. Like, just come on, let's get this over with. Somebody could be telling you this, or you could be telling somebody else this. Like, so it could be there. The Sun and Ace of Cups, ideally, though, if it's like this person that's trying to set return that we were talking about, like a traveling or flighty in the relationship, it's kind of like that's where one of y'all kind of like, somebody may be moving too fast, ideally for you. But for one of y'all, though, I kind of feel like that, though. Somebody was moving just a little too fast. Or one of y'all got a whole shitload of kids. Let me tell you something. You got temperate. Temperance. The number 14. Why the fuck am I doing that? All right. Nine of Cups and the Six of Wands. I knew it was gonna. I mean, the Six of Swords though. For somewhere, it's somewhere over the rainbow. I feel like you hear me say for some of y'all singles though, somebody couldn't necessarily have like a tainted past. Ideally though, because it's Ten of Pentacles, it could be causing conflict in the family. So you could be, girl, he cheated on your ass last time. So you kind of like listening to these people. Ideally though, and that's what y'all basing the dynamic off of. And the Six of Swords is kind of like movement. I know they say they said victory, but for some of y'all, though, I feel like some of y'all are trying to close chapters and ideally move on. All these pages and cups, it could ideally just be family, ideally, and just boundaries, getting that said establishment in the relationship, though. Because I don't feel like ideally for some of y'all, if it's not, for some of y'all, if it's not the commitment aspect, I really think if it's not the commitment aspect, though, I think a lot of y'all just lack boundaries and got people in y'all business. Yikes. But for some of y'all, though, I do feel like it's a hot cheating spank going on. And one of y'all, like, it's kind of like a situation where I'm telling you, somebody left the situation to go be with somebody else. I only find out that this person was fair share cheating. Or for them to find out that they was cheating, it's kind of like they don't want to be with them no more. So they kind of like, why would you do that? Like, this is where this Page of Cups and this Ace of Cups coming from. For some of y'all, though, this is like an old love, unrequited situation where somebody's just trying to tell you, oh, I'm so sorry. I still feel this way about you. And, da, 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 and you kind of like, cut the shit. This is where this Empress ideally though has this doubts about it. Doubts about it. For some of y'all, I kind of feel like somebody's doubting a baby that's necessarily theirs though, because you got to start though. Ace of Swords, though, that's old situations. Ace of Swords, like that's old. The nigga should know. My grandma say, look at the baby toes. It's dead. You don't want to get a DNA, you're gonna sit there and take her child. Look at the toes. My grandma said the baby takes old women to tell you the baby takes the men toes. No lie. All right. That's how old people know. I'll tell you about the story if I wonder. Kind of swords. We finna get ready to switch to the singles. Daughter of Cups. This is being, I told you, like, she is very sensitive. So for some of y'all, though, I feel like one of y'all trying to work it out, but you got the judgment, though. For some of y'all trying to like, clear a fucking relationship, trying to bring it back after it was on Lifeline for so many times. So somebody's very sensitive, and this is where this feminine feels like, oh my God, well, in the past you did this, you told me this, so I need to go through your phone. I need to say you this. So she's coming out very emotionally needy, or a person is coming out very emotionally needy or manipulative because in the past, a person wasn't so honest. So if some of y'all ain't going through a said divorce or necessarily got to there, some of y'all kind of like, okay, I want to give it another go again. Only for a person to leave in that dynamic. Hello. Oh, what's this? One, two, three, four, five. Oh, seven. Seven of Pentacles though. That's why I said this is like Seven of Pentacles. Things coming to fruition. For some of y'all was in like that moon type stage. Ideally, when it came to the relationship with a person, though, for some of y'all, I feel like y'all didn't know. So that's where this mask was kind of like, oh, so I'm not gonna be with you. Like he was in the Spider-Man energy. So where like he found out, he was like, so I'm not gonna be with none of y'all. Like that's how it is. And it's like, nigga, no. Or it's a female. It's kind of like, hell no. Like y'all in that Spider-Man, where it's kind of like, you mean I'm you? Like it's kind of like seeing yourself from like a different paradigm and shit like that. It's kind of like, oh, it's like that. Didn't I say that though? Three of Wands. It could be failed relationships and necessarily returning back to certain things. For some of y'all can't even get the wind up off the ground to necessarily get the sales because it's like upside down. Some of y'all probably argue about stupid shit. No, it's supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this. And I don't finna get out. I'm finna go. This is what y'all do. It's like to make us to break that shit. Ooh, Four of Swords. I said that though. Look at that Four of Swords on top of that lamb. Innocence. Purity. But one wrong move, if you don't move at the right time, physics will say that nigga gone. X, 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 X. I don't wanna be your ex. Father of Pentacles. That's a probably one of y'all saying. It went from 2 a.m. calls. Son of Wands. This nigga is sneaky as hell. And a screen. Let me get a couple more ideally though. And the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that's it. Bottom of the deck though, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Four of Pentacles. We got Scorpionic card. We got the Tower reverse. We got the Nine. And we got the Two of Cups. Bang, bang, singles. Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords and the Tower suggest that for some of y'all, it is a commitment though. For some of y'all though, it's kind of like too many irons in the fire. It's kind of like you trying to rekindle with somebody. Like a lot of people, when you're dating, ideally though, like say for instance, if you knew you were dating and y'all were dating, for some of y'all, this is a turnout for y'all. Y'all like make mountains out of molehills. So it's kind of like if you were single, you was on a prowl, ideally though, and they kind of get a text and they tell somebody, oh no, I'm with a girl, and they like respect it. For some of y'all just pop a shit. Like it's that type of energy. Like somebody had in the fire. I really feel like that though when it came to a relationship. So somebody trying to date outside, trying to figure out like putting themselves on a prowl, like trying to find shit and necessarily they bring this into the relationship and wasn't communicative for saying, oh, I used to talk to this person, I used to do this, only for y'all to go through this type of moment to where it was like an ending drama and here. Like if y'all were partnering up. So it's kind of like y'all didn't necessarily get the transformation. For some of y'all, that's the karmic. That is the karmic. This relationship is transforming the shit out of y'all, and y'all don't even like it. So it's kind of like a person necessarily where y'all comes to tearing each other's shit. When y'all leave this motherfucking connection, y'all gonna be the best motherfuckers for the next motherfuckers or y'all damn self. So, as you heard me say with the strength and the Wheel of Fortune, that's why I said some of y'all gonna push through and be able to accomplished though, because it got the owl on there. I told you that's the apex, that's the nocturnal, like the nocturnal sight, being able to see through the dark and the bullshit. And for some of y'all, like you hear me say, you're gonna be able to see this. The Son of Wands, ideally though. Like that's manipulative, that's sneaky, da 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 da, like that. Like for some, it's teaching you a heightening sense of intuitiveness, so you won't just be out here like, okay, well I'm with this and da 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 da. I keep going through this like for some, it's a repetitive thing with you, with lovers, with dating people. Ideally, if it's the baby mama, baby daddy dynamic, if you keep getting in a relationship, keep having kids, or with people that necessarily don't want to be with you, or you don't want to be with them, it's teaching you something. If you get in a relationship, you kind of like, I don't like the water, so like this person is dishing back to you all the parts that you don't like. It could be friends or relationship though, but I feel for some of y'all though, if it's a relationship, you got the one person that's in the three of wands energy returning, you got those people around you like, girl, last time she did this. Are you sure you want to be with that bitch? Cause that bitch did this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, damn, we can't even get the wind off the ground. You just shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's why I said, ooh, singles. What is going on? Y'all ghetto as hell. Let me tell you that. That's why I said I was like, yeah, okay. Like, y'all is ghetto as hell. I get them. I like it. Okay, so who we gonna use next? Do, 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 do. All right, okay. Where am I weed from? So I was redoing a couple braids. My bad. All right, so we're gonna get to the singles. Okay, that's 40. This relationship. So, 43. Okay, gonna shuffle up people in relationships. See what they got going on. The reason why I used to do singles then, like the full people in relationship spread, because the shit that people's going through single, sometimes it hits the person who's in a relationship that's necessarily going through those aspects. Sometimes it's just different shit that comes out ideally though for people. We'll say that. So that's what's going on with people. Relationships, marriages, situationships, fling, nice things, heartbreak, and had her around town. Now she on tequila. I don't know. And now I break a bitch down. Now, what did it say? Why is it in my head? I don't think that's like a good committable song. You listen to it. Alright, okay, my bad. They shuffle. I'm trying to make sure I get a good shuffle though. I did though. Overall mood, we got the Empress. Come on now, people in relationship. What is going on, people in relationship? What is going on, girl? Oh, shit. Hopefully that be good news, though. Six of Cups and the Three of Swords. I spoke too soon, though. The Six of Cups is reversed, though. You got King, Knight, Six of Swords, though. For some of y'all going back to an old relationship or an old state. I really feel like that, though. That's it. Alright. We got the Knight of Wands. I mean, Knight of Swords. Shit. We got Eight of Cups versus the Page of Wands reverse. And then you got the Eight of Pentacles, the Hang One, and the Magician. That plus that. Then I my shit up. Bang, bang. All right. And get one more for the top. For the overall move for you singles, unless, I mean, for people in relationships, shit. Some of y'all might be acting like you single. That's why I said Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles for this overall spread. For some of y'all, though, it's kind of like y'all fluctuating, going back and forward, and maybe up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And some of y'all trying to learn how to deal with those changes for people who in a relationship or aspiring to be in one. Because you got Devil and Star, like right here in the Five of Cups. So for me, necessarily, when the Devil and the Star come out back to back, this could be somebody that could be a Cap ascending. I don't know. I think that's how I go. Capricorn ascended. I don't know. Rising. Is that what it's called? Rising. You got the devil and you got the reverse. You got the star and the five of cups. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like it's up and down, fluctuating energy. I think like somebody's going through their own internal like crisis though, because the two of cups. You hear me say the two of cups is behind them, but the three of cups is just mourning, going through situations that necessarily didn't work for them. I kind of feel like somebody is not emotionally grounded. Could be emotionally all over the place. I kind of feel like that though. I kind of do though. Because you got the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands reverse, and the Page of Swords. That's why I said, this kind of don't. I said it kind of feels like up and down. For some of y'all, this could be communicative matters or learning how to speak and talk to each other, being very concise. Because the Queen of Cups can be very understanding, empathetic. The King of Wands can just be, oh, no, fuck this shit, da 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 da. And it's like, damn, what I do? Like in a relationship aspect, like he could be a cheater because he moves too fast or do too fast. He or she, they could be a cheater. And like we'll say it. The Page of Swords will say it. It'll be like, bitch, that's why I did this. You be like, oh. And it could just be anything petty though. Like anything petty like so you like, why would you say that? Six of Cups is the first card. You got the King of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Ugh. I feel like for some of y'all though, like necessary. I said, ugh, like, ooh, what is that? For some of y'all though, you hear me say if it's a relationship though, ideally though, or just the old narrative, or for some of y'all just revisiting or think about the past. For some of y'all that's in flings, things, relationships, commitments though. For some of y'all though, this could be the Six of Cups don't give me past. It's kind of like one of y'all returning back to old behavior. That's what I said. It don't give me that. It give me like returning back to old behavior because you got the Eight of Pentacles. So it could be with work, finances. Like you hear me say, the COVID had a lot of people off. So now you kind of like, shit, I'm able to get to the bag. I'm focused on it. So for some of y'all, though, it's just being money invested, work invested. For some of y'all, though, it's returning back to behaviors. I kind of feel like, though, with the Six of Cups, like y'all were trying to make peace or necessarily figure out certain things. Ideally, though, and I kind of want to say this, though, one of y'all are turning into your parent. Like the commercial where it's kind of like, oh, yeah. What's the commercial, the insurance commercial, when they be saying like the person, oh, they act like their mom. They act like their dad. Like one of y'all, I think that's that though. One of them to feel like somebody is just like returning back to old behavior. Take it or leave it. That's how I feel. You got the Three of Swords though. Justice, Knight of Swords. Justice and a Knight of Swords. And a Hangman. Libra again. Libra again. Who talking to a Libra? Libra just been coming through my dick. Like that's why I said I was gonna do what's called Libra. Just been like, hello, hello, hello. Like I'm like, what is it the fuck Libra trying to tell me? Like that's what it feels like sometimes. I'm like, what is it? What? Like that's how I feel. No, like that's how I feel. But with this Three of Swords though, I ideally feel like that though. Like it's up and down, up and down, up and down. For some of y'all, I kind of feel like somebody's more work invested though, and one of y'all kind of just like, no, I know they're cheating on me, and I'm gonna fucking run off with it. Like that's what some of y'all know. But Three of Swords and the Knight though, this could be like an old situation that went awry. For some of y'all though, the Hangman though, I feel like for some of y'all though, I feel like somebody that's not emotionally grounded. So it could be in a space of being like emotionally manipulative as fuck. Like so they say certain shit, they do certain shit, and it's like with no remorse of a person because the Knight of Swords reversed. It's like in that energy of I don't give a fuck about nobody. I'm gonna say how I feel, bitch. You better like it. Like so, it's kind of like if I said I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Now leave it alone. Like that's how it is for somebody, though. It's like, oh, like then you got Page of Pentacles being reversed. Mm, Here it comes to the Page of Wands. The Magician. I don't like the Magician though, because I saw y'all lately like Spirit been giving me a lot of downloads with a lot of people, and I don't like that though. Because this will come across with a lot of people where they be trying to magically keep somebody bound and stuff. But some people just using magic or magical tools to try to heal or fix these things. They're having problems with internal type issues. So it could be somebody that's projecting onto you and trying to figure out. You know, those people that light a candle or ideally ask spirit to deliver certain messages to them. So instead of them listening to the message, they're trying to take possess. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like it's this personal relationship where y'all trying to manifest or get some newness or some clarity or understanding. You kind of like, what is it? For some of y'all though, I kind of feel like this King of Pentacles is like necessarily risking it. So it could be you though. This is like you taking time to work, to build, or understand, or study, and like the partner thinks that you doing said things. It's like you returning back to old behaviors. But ideally, for some of y'all, this is just paying attention. Like this is paying attention to the shit that didn't work, like in a karmic sense. So you just sitting down and trying to process because the this could be learning type matters. Doesn't necessarily have to be work because the Eight of Cups is like necessarily like seeing where emotions lie, feeling uneased about this Three of Swords. So if you did deal with such infidelity, it's like feeling uneased about this now. I was like, I don't know. So if you were the cheater, it's kind of like, damn, I need to figure out how to do this. Like, or if you dealt with said accusations or trying to revisit or try to work something out, it's like this Eight of Cups is there where you kind of like, damn, what is it? Like that's what one of y'all is kind of like, what is it? It's like a releasing, but at the same time, somebody has to go backward before they pull forward, like the arrow. That's what it kind of is. You got the Fool in the Night, the Fool in the Night of Pentacles. I said that though. That's what I say. It didn't give me like somebody. For some of y'all, it could be somebody that's cheating, but I don't feel like somebody's necessarily cheating. I feel like somebody's going backwards before they necessarily shoot their arrow to go in the best direction. But for some of y'all though, you in a relationship and that Three of Swords, one of y'all is kind of thinking about an ex. I didn't want to say that though. An ex, a whole love, or a person where y'all entertaining them because Eight of Pentacles could be like you paying attention to them ideally though, or you could be watching certain things. And I say this though a lot of times, like with masculines, they be so evasive, so aloof, or whatever the case may be. But you like, babe, you want to go to counseling? It just comes out of nowhere, and now she watching somebody that speaks of healing. And you kind of like, where the fuck is this shit coming from, weirdo? Like you shutting her down, ideally though, and you or she's shutting you down. Whoever's like not the most emotional aspect, so it's like they're shutting you down, and you kind of like, okay. So that's why I said it's kind of like that type of energy. You got scorpionic energy. This Knight of Wands, I tell you, versus the Knight of Pentacles, though. It's kind of like some of y'all, especially when it comes to the Magician, though. If you feel like somebody, if it's a relationship, or whether y'all took time apart, ideally, though, and they're trying to figure some shit out, so it feels like they're going backwards before they're going forward. It's like you're trying to rush them through a transformative process. Because you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups. I really feel like this though. This Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups for some of y'all in a relationship though. Like I said, for some of y'all tempted to go. For some of y'all tempted to go look at the past though, wanting to give it another shot though. I said I don't like that though. I told you with the magician because I told you the magician ought to dress it up and make it look good to me. All magic come with a price. Remember that. But you got Knight of Cups reversed though. I don't like that though. So that's why I said it's kind of like somebody trying to force somebody to be done or come forward or do something. And on the way back, this person is revisiting. So it could be like so like an ex is necessarily having lunch with somebody in their relation, like you in a relationship with somebody, somebody having lunch with somebody. Like why the fuck are you having lunch with somebody? Ideally though, and we're together or we're separated. Like how is this giving you closure before you necessarily move forward or complete or do? Like, it's that. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like it's a person that's in competition. This is this imaginary competition because the knight only sits there long enough to get information. So you could be communicating, saying, "Oh, well, this is what went on," and so the knight comes. It's like, "Oh, so this your little bitch, this your little bitch." Like that's the energy, and it's like, where are you getting that from? That energy, girl. Because you got Emperor, Five of Pentacles reverse. No, wait, it's another card. Emperor, the World, Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Bam. 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 Somebody got control issues. I was gonna say that though. With this Emperor though, I will say that though it's kind of like control issues. Ideally though, I kind of feel like for some of y'all though, it's kind of like you with the Knight of Cups and the Emperor. For some of y'all, when it comes to intimacy, some of y'all are not necessarily intimate. You could be in a relationship though where you feel like, oh, my lover's cheating, and the Knight of Cups, ideally though, with this, it's like somebody controlling their sexual appetite. So you could be in a relationship, I did that with a person, you like, turn up, hoe, and they like, no, I don't want to do this. That's what it kind of feels like though. Sorry. Because you got the World and the Five of Pentacles. And then you got Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. But for some of y'all, I kind of feel like, I don't know if like this person is necessarily cheating. I feel like they're going backwards to be able to pull forward. For some of y'all in a pause, separation, ideally though. Because if the justice was here and you was in a separation, you trying to return to go back, ideally though, it's kind of like, it's not automatically divorce. For some of y'all, I have things though, like I said, it's a couple, ideally though, where they broke up, they divorced, but they still communicating because they're trying to heal, to see what necessarily went wrong, because they're trying to manifest in new love, or maybe has a baby on the way, or dealing with something because they feel like, oh, maybe I feel like I left something there. Because in a single spread, you just heard me say that somebody left home, ideally, and took half of what you taught them somewhere else. And so now they get here and they're like, damn, I didn't stick around long enough to know how to build I didn't stick around to learn what it was like to ideally be in a relationship or build this. So I'm trying to figure out, how does this work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the Five of Pentacles again. So it's like, how the fuck do I make this shit work? Because I ain't understand like how to, you know, I ain't understand how to necessarily be in a relationship. I didn't get a Ten of Pentacles, so I thought us being in a five, I didn't know how much work this feminine or my feminine energy had to take to be understanding, to learn what was fair, what was patience, to come home, to cook, to clean, to have sex, to deal with the kids, to have fun like this, keep it light, humor, fun, making choices. I didn't know I had to deal with this Five of Pentacles energy, or I had to deal with a partner who's not necessarily as smart as me or think financially conscious as me. So for some of y'all, I feel like it's this majorly self-reflection in a relationship, and you kind of like, what the fuck? As you going backwards towards somebody else because you're in a new relationship, and it's kind of like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Whatever floats your boat. Ooh, child, we been here a long time. Queen of Cups reverse fell out. It was up right, y'all seen it. Straights and the Ten of Cups though. When one of y'all talking to an earth sign, like y'all dead is one of y'all talking to an earth sign or a fellow water sign. Well, it could be a Leo or a Scorpio or Aries. That's why y'all feel like it's fire. Ideally, like one of y'all talking to a fire sign or earth or air. I really feel like that though. Because the strength of the Ten of Cups reverse suggests that if it's necessary, the support for some of y'all in a relationship, I did say it's boundaries though. It's key boundaries. Some of y'all don't have boundaries in y'all relationship. This is y'all family. This is the people. This is the relationship when it comes to Ten of Pentacles. So this is dysfunction. This is emotional abuse. I'm gonna say what I want to say. For some of y'all, that's just the karmic of the situation. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like somebody's like, okay, well, I'll leave you. Da, da, da. Now they calling you like, hey, babe, kids be doing this. They be doing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that type of person. It's kind of like a reach out type of energy. So I kind of feel like somebody's going backwards before they're going forward. Or ideally, though, I don't feel like it's this energy of a person that's ideally cheating. I kind of feels like some of y'all, it may be cheating, but for some of y'all, I feel like somebody's thinking it. That's the worst. So if your partner in that mind frame, please make sure you get that under handle. It ain't nothing you can do to try to control or possess. But please make sure that you understand it in there, because once that mind start drifting, baby, you can hang it up. Because you got King of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Tower. For me, the King of Swords, Four of Swords. I'll tell you, the King of Swords know how to get shit done. It's needing to get shit done. But for some of y'all, though, if it's like a arrangement or a situation, a marriage or commitment, ideally, though, this is y'all. I feel like some of y'all is holding stuff over people's head. This could be guilt, worry, stress, but this is holding things over your head at night. This is where sleep doesn't necessarily comes easy, because like if somebody's cheating, ideally though, it's the need to be honest and communicate this. For some of y'all though, it could be I really feel like I'm telling you somebody's going backwards before they go forward. For some of y'all though, just in a relationship though, dynamic when it comes to y'all, the communication is trashy. Let me say that though. And you got a tower though. So it's like always this needing to burn down. For some of y'all though, that's coming off the ladder. If you're in a relationship and you think about ending it all, some of y'all are about to end it all where divine had gave you the lifeline after the scorpionic energy to say, my child, be done. But for some of y'all though that wasn't learning, It kept going backwards instead of forwards. Because number six, I told you, it's passive. It's easily dominated. So it don't have to be you. It could be a partner. Because that's like the negative aspects of Scorpionic energy, Cancerian energy, and Pisces. Because they know how to emotionally manipulate. It's like being more in tune with the emotions. Because people fail to recognize, like, no matter how strong your mind game is, if a motherfucker know how to mind fuck you emotionally, you're fucked. So all the gaslighting, all this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but when somebody knows how to get you, and once they master this, like master the sexual shit, it's over with. It's over with. That's what people gotta recognize though. But some of y'all know, if it's wrapping up, is this energy of like that tower moment. Like it's blessing you with this. I think it's your own cup, filling up your own damn cup. Y'all know I kind of feel like though y'all trying to, if you're going through a partner, and they're going through a sad midlife crisis. Mm. For some of y'all though, like I said, it's wrapping up, and some of y'all just keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. This is Ace of Swords reversed. So for some of y'all though, I kind of feel like it's a partner that's necessarily going through something, and it's kind of like somebody that's like, my love is going to fix it, and your love can't fix it, whatever they're going through, because this is a battle that they got to go through on their own. Because the Queen of Cups can be draining, taxing, emotionally needy like a motherfucker. Semi-depressed or depressing. It's like a succubus. It's like, God damn, leave me alone. Like I'm telling y'all, if you done been attached to somebody like that, that's like, ooh, I'm saying that shit like, leave me the fuck alone. Ooh, been a while. Alright, I'm almost about to tap out now. I'll give y'all one more. Falls out. Ooh. Wait a minute. What's that? Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. You got the Three of Pentacles. Reverse. Mm-mm. That Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, reverse. Wait a minute, let's see what else comes out. Alright, okay. As we proceed to give you what you need. Here we go. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is the heartbreak. What's on the bottom of the deck, though? Oh, back at that King of Wands. We got Page of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Chariot, Nine of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. That's why I said some of y'all got horrible communication. Some of y'all wait till y'all back get up against the wall and then listen. Page of Swords is like somebody saying, okay, I'm not happy. This is slowing me down. I'm not necessarily getting what I need. I don't have the strength. So for some of y'all, it's communicating though. Like a partner has to communicate. For some of y'all, kind of like, what's wrong, babe? Do I feed it? Do I do this? Like that's what some of y'all been doing in a relationship with a person. So you had the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine, and it's kind of like you trying to keep feeding a monster. Like you ever say, well, people be trying to feed they shadow. Like if they feed it raw meat, and they constantly say, no, we're gonna put you on a vegan diet. Like, no, bitch, I want the raw meat. Give it to me. Like that is the toxicity, that is the drama, that is the lies, that is the fights, that is the emotional abuse. So for some of y'all recognizing this over time, like as you've been trying to covet somebody else, it's kind of like, damn, what about me? So it made y'all defensive. So for one of y'all know, if you're in a relationship though, and y'all dealing with infidelity type challenges and trying to bounce back and trying to be in a set commitment and trying to flourish, making a decision like, okay, well I see it's this. So I told y'all some bullshit coming around. Make sure you're on the right side. You got Four of Wands and the Two of Swords and the Seven of Wands. For some of y'all, though, I told you that it's just the boundaries, getting those into play and like cutting certain people out your life and standing your fucking ground. That's necessarily for what it is. But for some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like y'all been enabling somebody so much where you kind of like, oh, I gotta be there for them. I gotta do this. I gotta, like, you treat your spouse like a fucking child. Like, one of them do that. Girl, like, somebody does that. Or he like, yeah, like, it's kind of like, that's my child's like, no, I'm not, tell you, I'm gonna say it again, I'm not into pedophilia. So I don't want to do this with no grown ass person. Girl, no, I don't know. Like, he's verbal, he can communicate. What you talking about? Like, you can communicate, right? Okay. Non-verbal cues. Like, I'm on one. Let me hear him wrap this shit up. But you got the Ten of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. I told y'all that it's kind of like making a decision for some of y'all. Though y'all been enabling somebody. For some of y'all, bouncing back from this infidelity and the heartbreak. It's kind of like the masculine cards. Like somebody's trying to take range and understanding. So it's a feminine trying to take a masculine approach of understanding. Like, how can I cut the bullshit? How could I cut the bullshit? Because for some of us, like financial type matters, somebody necessary is not a good save, like all those different. It's like, how can I cut out the bullshit? That's for some of y'all though in a relationship though, because it feels like it's emotionally taxing though. Because you got 4 of Wands, because somebody wants to be there. So if somebody was saying, "Oh, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there," for the people who want to be there, you there because you want to be there in that commitment. Because this 7 of Pentacles when it came, if you wouldn't been watering plants, trying to have sex, sneaky links, lunch, buying, paying bills, all this different type of shit. You wouldn't be there if you wouldn't. Right? Because the truth's out. Catch that. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like y'all were going through an infidelity type of matter. And it's kind of like that person had you on the side. You had to sit back and watch. Because I feel like for some of y'all, this is a karmic. Like a lot of people really didn't know their partners ideally, though, or necessarily them, like people who were into dating, like infidelity type cycle and all those sad things. Only to get in a relationship and they partner do the same thing to them that they did to somebody that was like 18, 20, 21. That shit, and you kind of look at them and like sideways, like, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? We don't do shit like that. And bam. And it's kind of like somebody trying to kiss somebody's ass and butter them up, ideally, though. It really is. Season one, so I said that, though. 2 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. I said it is, though. I'm telling you, y'all get the Spider-Man thing. Is it you? Is it me? Like, that's what it is, though. But yeah, we're finna get y'all a positive pay and we're finna wrap this shit on up, though. So hopefully this help y'all out. Um, my bad, y'all. Sunny days. Get y'all a positive pay. Oh, man, they jumped right out. Justice Wood. Justice kept coming the fuck out. So we need to read that. That's the number 11. Some of y'all are masters at chaos and bullshit and then be wondering, why is my life like this? Because you keep doing it. The 6 was reversed, so I just pulled it up right because we're going to read it as you. Then you got the 8. That's some forward movement. That's movement. It's almost like completing. It's like a start, a beginning, newness. Where the fuck that book is, though? Wait a minute. We're thinking about clouds our way. Yeah, I'll be singing that song on Sesame Street. And then, too, y'all got a lot of pages, though, so it could be keys. Get y'all some balance between them damn keys. Keys will kill your sex life faster than anything. Justice. The law of cause and effect is in play now as I see elements in my life balance out. What goes around comes around. I'm now seeing evidence of this law in the conditions of my world. Come on, 6 of Wands. Sunny days. We're thinking about. Ooh, what is it on my mind? That's how you know one of y'all got kids. I won't be saying it at all. All right. Wait a minute. Let me see. I'm trying to see my fingernails. I'm gonna get my clackers on in a minute so I can be out here still. All right. 6 of Fire. Stepping into the limelight, being an enlightened influencer. I generously model my transformation so that others might be inspired. I put my light atop of the hill so it can shine forward, helping others to find their way. I remain aware of the shadows and people who have trouble basking in the warm light of higher awareness. I bless them, but do not dim my own beacon. It is time to renew my trust that I am contributing to my highest good of all in my own unique way. That's why I said some of y'all like y'all trying to help somebody ideally though. And I ain't gonna say help, it's kinda like you trying to be the emotions, like they don't get time to do what they need to do because it's kinda like a partner always speaking for them or doing for them and they don't get the chance to. So at the one chance, if it did came about, it's kinda like shit, that's one thing you ain't have control in. It's fucked up though, right? Ideally though. But for one, y'all's probably walking away. And you're probably like, damn, you gonna leave me? This how we do? It's not like shit. Um, this is the only choice I had. Alright, okay, 8 of Cups. Let's go. Journey of discovery, letting go, and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity beyond superficial. All that glitters isn't gold, and I know that I always deserve authentic riches, the gold that fills me with joy, abundance, and understanding. I officially pause to re-examine where I have been, where I am, where I might go. Now I consciously choose the path that is right for me instead of the ones that seem likely to draw me onto it, or the ones that feel like I ought to walk. I am true to my heart. I've come as far as I can, and I leave by the wayside the last vestige of illusions, the last bits of fear, shame. I will no longer hold on to what isn't right for me. That's what I think for some of y'all. It's just a damn karmic. I'm telling y'all, like dead ass. Some of y'all be doing shit to people, get in a relationship, be looking for love. Cause I'm saying something. This is weird. Before we get ready to hang up this chat, cause I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna upload this. What this is? We gonna clock out at 112, 112:20. We might do 112:20 because I gotta rename it. For some people, though, ideally though, they leave relationships. So people do so much fuck shit in their life, right? So people who do so much fuck shit in their life, ideally though, when they're trying to look for redemption, they always try to find themselves in a relationship with a person. So the fastest thing they try to swoop up is love. So people fail to recognize though, these be the people that they be in relationships with. So when they're going through these karmic type challenges or divine or like soul awakenings and understanding, you sitting there looking at your partner like, who the fuck is this? Only to recognize like when you learn certain things about them, is y'all gonna be together or y'all gonna grow apart or you constantly gonna learn how to step into you. But for some of y'all though, I think it's you claim your independence because some of y'all treat your said person like a child. And I think that's a problem though. And some of y'all not communicating or wanting somebody to treat y'all like a child, ideally though. So I don't know though. Other than that though. So I'm gonna go. I think I come back, I'm gonna swoop my baby hair. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we gonna name this what the fuck? Like, I'm telling you, that's why I'm put what the fuck? Astro marks. Bye.